Welcome to PrairieFire, where we engage to better understand financial matters and life's transitions through the lens of a prairie fire, which is something that's designed to burn away the old and make room for the new. So I'm pretty excited about today's topic. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Are you ready? Financial goal setting in 2024. Just what everybody was excited about, huh? So when we think about goal setting, a lot of times that can create angst. I don't want to go through the process of writing down all the things I want to accomplish this year. It seems futile. I did it last year. It didn't make any difference. I've done it in years before. And so we hear a lot when the new year turns that, boy, this is a great time to start setting goals and really looking at our future. But sometimes it can seem like it's just a waste of time. And so we want to offer some tips today about how to make the process easier, have more impact, and actually make your financial goals and your goals in general in 2024 more meaningful. The first tip we want to offer up is to make your goals a little bit shorter term in nature. So it's pretty easy at the beginning of the year to set annual goals, to say, all right, I'm going to start doing something here in January. If I knock it out by December 31st, mission accomplished. But what I'd like you to consider is bringing that timeline in a little bit closer. Well, I think you should definitely have some broad range things that you want to accomplish for the year. So maybe that's saving more money, or that's paying down some debt, or that's growing a business or starting a business. So starting a business, for instance, is a very broad goal. There's a lot that has to be done before a business can be started. So what I'd like you to think about doing is shortening that time frame to, say, 90 days. What do I need to do in the next 90 days so that by December, I've got the business progress that I've been looking for? So the system I use is this Vision Traction Organizer, and I'll put this in the show notes for everyone. But it's through the entrepreneurial operating system that's been made famous by Gino Wickman. And it's a great way for business goals in particular. So for my business, when I'm running it, I've got all of my goals set out for the year, things that I want to accomplish. But then in the 90-day process, I go through what are called the rocks. They set up a rock system, which are basically just 90-day goals. So I find these a lot more helpful, because then I can say over the next 90 days, here's the things that I want to do. I want to record 5 podcast episodes. I want to record half the pages of an audio book. I want to write a weekly email. I want to set up a training class for my associates. I want to, whatever the case may be, for those 90 days. Then I can go back to that repeatedly. I keep it under my keyboard at work, so I'm checking it all the time. That I have found is a really helpful way to make the goal setting process more fun, and also a way to make those goals much easier to accomplish. And when you feel like you're making some progress, that will keep you motivated to go. That's definitely what happens for me anyway. So as you're looking at this year's goals, and lay out some broad strokes, and maybe that will be in areas like finance, maybe that will be in areas like a business, maybe that would be health goals. I really want to get a workout program started. So lay out what that goal would look like. Maybe it's to lose 10 pounds, but then start with, how can I lose 3 of those pounds in this first quarter, and what do I need to do that? Create a calorie deficit. Begin working out at least 1 or 2 more times a week. Skip my pizza fix on Sunday nights, which is a staple at my home anyway. So bring those in a little bit closer and see if that helps. As you're setting goals this year, think about ways you can set up some better financial habits. This is a shorter term strategy, where what you're saying is, I want to save more in my IRA. I want to begin a Roth IRA this year. I want to knock down some debt. Great. So let's say that you have a $10,000 savings goal that you set up for the year. Ambitious for sure. When you see that in January, I can see like, geez, man, how am I going to come up with 10 grand? Well, think about it in terms of your paychecks, or think about it in terms of a monthly goal of, all right, well, if I do just under $1,000 a month, I should actually hit that 10,000 by the end of the year. Then do some of that tax planning, or get some of that tax planning done for you that says, where's the best place to do this? Where am I locating this saving that's going to be the most tax efficient way for me to handle this? So that goes the same with your paying down debt. You can say, wow, I really want to knock off my car loan this year. All right, well, take it in bite-sized pieces. Over the next 90 days, what can you do? What can you try in your budget? A lot of people are afraid to try new things in the budget, or take things out or add things, with the concern that, boy, it's going to really throw things off. But what I found is you do have to play with this a little bit. Having a creative mindset going into saying, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z and try this. If it doesn't work, we make a change. For instance, we set a lot of our clients up on a monthly distribution or a monthly contribution, and we find out in the budget it works or it doesn't work. And so we make a change as it goes. But setting a number and starting is the biggest step that you can really take to create those better financial habits. So again, I'd encourage you to take them shorter, to maybe a 90-day time frame, or even just a 30-day, and say, here's what I want to do to get to that year-end goal of X, Y, or Z. That will help you develop those better financial habits that will pay off not just in 2024, but way beyond. Third tip then for financial goal setting in 2024 is to get more from your money than just more money. So as we're talking about setting up financial habits like saving or paying down debt, so just getting more isn't always what we want to accomplish. This is an area where experiences and memorable moments can really come in. And finding a way to do more with your money to actually make it something that you'll remember or something that's going to have a lot of meaning for you. So as we look at a prairie fire, we're thinking again about burning away the old, making room for the new. Maybe you're finding that you've saved a lot and you've got a good nest egg set up, and maybe it's time to take a trip that you've been planning all these years. We always think we're going to have infinite amounts of time, but as we know from seeing in our life and just the world at large, that's not the case. That time is finite. And so finding some balance there to say, I'm not just going to save money this year, I'm going to spend some on things that I really, really want to enjoy and remember. And so I've noticed for sure as my children have gotten older, they're young adults now, having experiences with them is way more meaningful for all of us than doing gifts at Christmas time. So now don't get me wrong, they still like their gifts. They love their Amazon gift cards and fun stuff like that. However, when we go together for a trip or we plan to do something as a group or we play a game, set off to have dinner together, those are the things that we remember. And that to me is always money well spent when I've spent time with my family and get to create those experiences. Same like with my parents who are aging now. And so getting to spend extra time taking my dad to the ball game or going fishing. So rather than just growing our nest eggs, we find ways to make that all those experiences more meaningful and the money that we're spending on things that are really going to mean something to us longer term. So it can be tough to figure out, well, where's the balance here? You're telling me, Matt, to save and set up better financial habits, but now you're also telling me to go spend money. Which is it? Well, this is where a financial plan comes into place. And so for all of our clients, we spend time understanding what the give and takes are to do certain things. We build in then some of these trips or weddings or things that are coming up in their lives over a lifeline that shows this is things that are coming up and how we prepare for them. And a good life-centered financial plan can give you a lot of comfort in this area that, hey, I'm doing the right things. I can afford to do some of this extra stuff and create these experiences that Matt's talking about. So getting a plan done by a certified financial planner is huge. So now we've set all of our goals. We've done those three important things. We've made our goals shorter term in nature. We have set goals that we feel are going to develop better financial habits, and we're trying to get more from our money. So thank you for joining us today. I hope these tips have been helpful as you look into 2024. If you'd like some help with goal setting, we'll include some additional resources in the show notes. And if you have any questions, you're always able to reach out to us at matt@pfwplanning.com or www.pfwplanning.com on the web and check out what we're all about here at PrairieFire.